legally pro-choice. And we can talk about that. But I think the main thing that I'm talking about here, if you care about minorities, if you care about people having equality, you should be voting typically for Democrats. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Okay, he's on mute. Moving on to the next guest. Yo, Lodi, you support Trump?
Hello. Yes, I do support Trump.
Child. I let them back up. Fuck. Let you up. I don't know how. They requested twice. I'm sorry. Yo, Lodi, you support Trump?
Hello?
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I support Trump. What is it?
What do you want to talk about?
I'm talking about how you don't really know anything. It's kind of disingenuous, I think, when you come up here and say, act like this thing that says you know when in reality you don't really know anything.
Okay, sure. What don't I know?
You know, you said America would talk establishment Dems Republicans, and you act like Trump is such a bad guy when in reality you voted for Kamala Harris.
Well, I'm trying to talk to Trump supporters, even my own party establishment.
Yeah,
Dems,
I
and
am
I'm
a
like,
Trump supporter, Moan. I'm right here in front of you.
but you're saying I'm being disingenuous. And then
Yeah,
you're
well,
saying I'm
listen,
being
would
disingenuous
you have
because I
voted
want
for
to
the
talk to
Kamala
everyone?
Harris when Kamala Harris was literally drinking beers with Jimmy Fallon on the Jimmy Kimmel show?
Yes, I voted for Harris. I don't think she was
Yeah, exactly,
drinking
and that's
beers.
kind of your issue right there. You don't really know anything about what that would stem on America.
I don't think she was drinking beers on the Jimmy Kimmel show. But even
Oh,
if
she literally did. Go
was,
pull it up right now. Pull it up. Look up Kamala
let-
Harris drinking beer with the Jimmy Fallon on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
even if she was, I would rather have a consenting adult.
Oh, she
two
did. Look it
consenting
up.
adults. I would rather have two consenting adults drinking beer than than Trump raping someone.
Trump didn't never do that. You know that, right? You know
Trump
that's
did
another one
ever
of the
do
things
that.
that the CNN says all the time, when in reality that's not even true.
It's not what CNN said. It's the fact that he was held liable for forcibly penetrating agents.
Oh yeah, she was held liable by the New York and the liberal town of New York by a whole bunch of women
So
liberals.
the thing is, it wasn't a liberal town or a liberal court or a whole bunch of women, because a man on that jury was actually pro-Trump.
No, he wasn't. Pull up his name right now and tell me, huh?
Give me 1 second. It was he was pro-Trump and pro-MAGA. In fact, Donald Trump's own attorneys argued, or because E. Jean Carroll's attorneys wanted to get him off, but Trump's attorneys argued, hey, this isn't going to affect the case. Political bias isn't going to affect this case. Keep him on. And guess what?
Oh yeah, that's why I remember
Trump
that.
had a lot of money. They kept him on. Meaning, according to Donald Trump's own attorneys, it wasn't a liberal court, or that isn't a reason to say that she didn't get.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. I remember that, and so I also remember when that woman said that she thought it was sexy, huh? You want to pull up that clip for your What a Whipple audience? Yeah, I remember seeing that on the Conan O'Brien show.
Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, it was on that one.
She didn't think she thinks rape is sexy. She said other people.
Oh, she literally said that. She said, "Oh well, I think it was sexy."
Okay, how much do you want to bet?
I'll bet. I don't know. I just bet that that's what happened, huh? I don't want to bet you any money, little guy. I don't want to take your little money.
Oh, I'm a little guy.
Man, you're a little guy. Stand up on
How about if you're wrong, you just say I'm wrong? Yeah.
Okay, deal. Yeah, I'll just say I'm wrong. I don't give a shit anymore. You guys have been bullying me the whole time. I don't care. I haven't. Everyone's been teaming up on me for no reason. You guys have been teaming up on me for no reason.
You don't feel like a victim. I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just you know.
I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
What do you know? Are you gonna say that I think you're wrong, or are you gonna say that you're wrong, huh?
So you made the claim she said she thinks rape is sexy, but what she actually said is she thinks other people think rape is sexy. Those are two different claims.
Well, whatever. We'll agree to disagree.
So can you concede? Can you say I'm wrong?
I'm not gonna concede on nothing, but I will agree to disagree.
You're not gonna concede because you're in a cult.
I'll agree to disagree.
You are the reason that people need to be having backgrounds like these.
And you're the reason why we need to bring bowling back. Because you would have been punked back in my school. I would have been the type of guy to take your lunch money, pick you up, and giving you a swirly with a guy. You don't know shit.
Alright, bro, just continue, bro. Just keep defending a rapist. Go ahead.
I'm not defending nobody who did that.
You
Oh
were
my
literally
gosh.
defending Trump.
Bring up this little guy. Bring up this little incel.
No one's
Quite a
being
man.
brought up. This is a.
Bring
This
up
is so no one's
Bring
being
up the
brought
little
up.
quieter man.
The reason why no one's being brought up is because I'm doing something for a week for America's 250th birthday to talk to
Oh,
people
nice.
like you,
That's
talk
actually
to
good.
people, talk to people like you who ruined America, talk to people like establishment Dems who don't want to fix America, and talk to people like Republicans who are continuing to choose the billionaires above the average American.
You saying I ruined America, huh? Where your parents come from? My family members, my old ancestors, we came out of Mayflower. We came here out of Mayflower. Where did your parents come on, huh? Tell me.
What were you yapping about? Repeat it. Go ahead.
My family, I have ancestors who came here
What does
onto
this have anything? Why do
Mayflower.
I care about your ancestry? What does this have anything to do with what I said?
Because I'm actually, you saying I ruined America. My bloodline made
MAGA
America.
ruined America. You're a part of MAGA. I said establishments don't want to fix America because they don't. And
MAGA
Republicans
is
choose the
actually trying to
billionaires
keep
over
this country
the average
together because we
American.
got a whole bunch of wibblers running around rampant, doing whatever they think they can do.
No, that's January 6ers. That's January 6ers. That's January.
Are you
6ers.
stupid or are you stupid or something?
That's January 6ers.
Bring up that little Quieterman guy. He wants to say something.
Can you stop interrupting me for like 2 seconds? Please? Thank you. So no, that's January 6ers who spread their feces on the wall, threatened to hang Mike Pence and hang other Congress members, and then proceeded to do a coup of the U.S. government. So no, you're wrong. Liberals aren't doing
Oh my
running
gosh,
around
here we
doing
go.
weird
More
stuff.
propaganda from the left. More propaganda from the left.
This isn't propaganda. It's well documented. They admitted to this as well.
Okay. Well, I would hold you down and I would do despicable things to you because I'm way more manly than you and I could whip your prostate right out of your balls and I would whip your head off.
Moving on to the next guest. If you are any of these three, join up in the guest box. I'd love to talk to you. Love to have a debate with you. Love to have a conversation with you tonight. I'm gonna ban you, Chad, because you're not Chad. You have 10 seconds to leave my queue, or I ban you. YOLO.
I'm not gonna lie, I really only wanted to come up because that guy, he sounded like Barry Kripke. You know Barry Kripke from Big Bang Theory?
I don't know Barry Kripke. I don't, but you sound like a child, so I did have to disconnect you. Hello, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, MAGA talks about establishing dim republics. Oh, you mean like they're always insulting Dems? Like you literally told him what happened on January 6th, and he says that's more propaganda from the left. Anything the right spreads nothing but propaganda and bring liberals for all the things that Trump is doing that is wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I put up MAGA on there. Maybe mainly because like they're just choosing, they're choosing themselves over the average American. And also, I just want to talk to like establishment Dems or Republicans in general. So if you're either of those three, let me know. We can have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm damn. I mean, they prove it when Doge made major cuts to all these safety nets and fire people just on a whim. The Supreme Court already made a bad decision that they'll say it's temporary, but the part you forgot is its status. That means the status is no longer there. I guess they can't comprehend the word gone.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate
Maybe they have such low IQ they don't understand means that they no longer protected. That means they have to apply for permanent status now.
Absolutely. I appreciate coming up here, Patrick. James, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, so like what he said, I'm independent, and so I just look at everything, right?
Sure.
What I'm seeing is like if you look at Okay, so if you look at the election in California, anybody who can look at that and say it was honest when they got all this proof that, they're paying for votes and stuff, it's just stupid. I mean, how can you say that's, yeah, we don't
There's
even
no
have to
evidence of
give,
election fraud in
huh?
California. There's no evidence of election fraud in California.
You don't call it fraud when they pay for votes? That's,
Who was paying for votes?
uh, Democrats were paying for votes from
Democrat?
homeless people. They said it didn't matter. You could vote for either Karen Bass or that other
No,
chick.
like who was paying these homeless people?
Um, I'm not like hold on. You want me to Google it? Because I can Google it.
Yeah, tell
I
me
mean,
who was paying these homeless people. Absolutely. You can Google it. Dun dun dun. Chat. We're doing something different this maybe not this whole week because already it's been kind of crazy. So maybe just today, maybe, and maybe on Saturday, July 4th. Trying to like talk to people, not just Trump supporters, but people within my own party who don't want to fix these core issues. They want to they want to keep these issues, right? They're not necessarily making it worse, but they want to keep it the same. They don't want change. They don't want progression. I want to talk to Trump supporters like I usually do. And then I also want to talk to Republicans in general because you guys choose the top 1%. You guys choose um horrible policy that harms everyday Americans, right? Being against women, being against the LGBTQ community, being against people of color over the average American.
okay, so it won't let me talk while I'm looking it up. But if
Sure.
you look it up and look up it's the
Just what's
first
the
thing you
name?
see. Just put in homeless people paid to vote by Democrats. Just put that in and look up the Department of Justice, woman federally charged, blah blah blah, paying homeless people.
Okay, one woman was federally charged for paying homeless people.
And then
One.
Spencer Pratt put out a big old video about a bunch of
I
people
don't care what
coming up
Spencer
and
Pratt says. Spencer Pratt
Okay.
is a joke. He's a joke. We cannot trust what he says. But let's say we trust the DOJ, okay? Let's say we trust the DOJ. California woman federally charged with paying individuals, including homeless people, on LA's Skid Row to register to vote. Okay, how many people
Yeah.
did she pay? I'm not assuming she paid hundreds of thousands, right? One person paying hundreds of thousands of dollars. Come on, is she a millionaire? Probably not. I'll just say that. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
So what? Like, okay, she got held accountable. So what? I'm confused.
So how can you say shit like stuff like everything's up and up when it's obvious it's not, right?
Okay, one person committing voter fraud in one election doesn't mean that we should outright cancel or say there's widespread voter fraud within the election.
No, but it does mean we should close it up a little bit, like everybody else is saying.
Hold on. How do we close up someone paying homeless people to go vote? How do we close that up?
Okay, so you make it to where you have to actually be.
Where people don't have money? Oh, you want communism? Nice.
No. I want voter. I'd like to see voter ID and
women
stuff like that.
Listen, you got a violation for civic and election integrity because you're saying the election was like rigged or whatever, so I have to disconnect you. But listen, we can't change women. We can't change women having money, and also Republicans or Democrats don't want to fix the housing crisis or the homelessness problem, so we can't fix that either. So how do we prevent a woman having money going up to a homeless person and giving them money to go vote? How? Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Like I was saying earlier, um, we're trying to fix the divide. We're trying to close the gap between parties. See how we can fix each party. See what we can do to fix America, progress America. So, If you're an establishment Dem, a Republican, or MAGA, join up in the guest box. Yeah, how much was your mic? Like 45. Sometimes it sounds choppy because like it can go higher, and then I'm like on noise cancellation, and I have a fan right there because it's hot. Yo, hello.
Yo.
What do you want to talk about?
So I am a center-right Republican.
Okay, why?
So I'm center-right because I agree with the Democrats on like 9 things. And I agree with the Republicans on maybe over 50 things.
Okay. What do you agree on Republicans that makes you lean right?
So do you want me to read like the whole entire list?
Just like your top 2.
Top 2? Okay. I'm very Republican on taxes and guns.
Okay, taxes and guns. Sure. What are Democrats doing about guns that you're against?
Too many restrictions. Like they usually don't believe in Armalite, or they don't really believe in the sale of Armalite rifles. Do you know what that is? Or Armalites?
I do not. Have they passed any legislation?
I'm sorry?
Have they passed any legislation about this?
To ban Armalites? I mean, that's related to ARs. I mean, ARs are short for Armalite, and
Sure.
they've tried before. Doesn't seem like it's really passed though.
Okay, so what do you know what the Second Amendment says?
You have the right to bear arms. I don't know the whole entire article, but I know it says that, and a regulated militia or something like that. But
Sure,
I
it says
don't
a
know
well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, comma, shall not be infringed. Okay. So what SCOTUS, because this doesn't talk about ARs, so I would point to you about any SCOTUS ruling that determines that ARs are protected under the Second Amendment. So which SCOTUS ruling says that?
I don't really know any, but from my argument, I believe it's protected under the Second Amendment because it says you have the right to bear arms, and if you're restricting people from buying ARs, you're technically restricting them from bearing arms.
Okay, so then under your view, Elon Musk should be able to own a nuke, yes?
No, not a nuke.
Okay, doesn't he have the right to bear arms?
Yes, he has the right to bear arms.
Wouldn't that be infringing upon his right to bear arms? That's why I'm like this extreme point of view that someone should be able to like own nukes is restricting upon their Second Amendment. That's why you can't just say because it says you have the right to bear arms, therefore you have the right to own an AR. The same way as you can't just say you have the right to bear arms, therefore Elon Musk can own like 10 nukes, right? Because that's absurd. So that's why I'm pointing to you to A, something within the Second Amendment, or B, previous SCOTUS rulings that determine, yes, buying or purchasing an AR is protected under the Second Amendment. Because otherwise, it either A, hasn't been established and it needs to be established, or B, Democrats can, quote unquote, infringe upon people purchasing AR because it wouldn't violate the Constitution.
I mean, like I said, it kind of does because you're restricting them from bearing arms.
So then Elon Musk should be able to own a nuke. Yes?
Now, no, because nukes, that's like a weapon of mass destruction. That's what Bush and Trump lie about.
Okay, what do you define as quote unquote the right to bear arms? What are arms? And then what do you define as a weapon of mass destruction?
Weapon of mass destruction are things like nukes and ballistic
Not
missiles.
examples,
and
like
all
what
that stuff.
is a weapon of mass destruction? What is it?
It's a weapon that causes mass destruction. That's what it says in the name.
Like what is mass destruction?
Like massive destruction, like nukes and shit, like causing like.
Okay, this is circular. Like I'm asking you, like an AR can cause destruction, right? It can cause massive destruction.
Maybe it can cause some destruction in someone's body, but like it can't really destroy a building.
Okay. Where does it say that in the Second Amendment that if it destroys a building, you cannot own it?
Like, obviously, it doesn't say that. I'm just saying, like...
Okay, so then how are we determining what people can or cannot buy?
In
Because the
other
Second
words,
Amendment talks about a well-regulated militia being necessary to the free of the state, which is talking about the National Guard of the state, and then it says right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right?
exactly. So they shouldn't be infringed on buying ARs. It may not be in the
Or
Second
nukes.
Amendment.
It says nothing about destroying buildings, right?
I'm just saying, like, obviously, nukes. People should not be allowed to own that. That's kind of
But you
insane.
think that's obvious, and I think it's obvious people shouldn't be allowed to buy ARs. So
I
where
mean,
do we go from here?
that's your opinion.
But it's a debate. Like, where do we go from here? I'm determining it on because the same way as I don't think people should own nukes. Me and you agree on that. I don't think people should be able to purchase ARs because it causes mass destruction. It causes mass death in some instances, and then it doesn't protect it under the Second Amendment or any previous SCOTUS ruling that interprets it in any way.
Okay.
And I think I would prefer the lives of children rather than people having the right to own an AR.
Yeah, and one thing I actually do agree with is every single school in the nation should have armed guards around it, inside and outside, in case someone does try and do something stupid like that. Then yes, the
So
armed
more
guards should have the right.
guns.
At the end of the day, guns do kind of keep us safe. Like, for example, if someone tried breaking in your house, tried hurting your family, and like you had a gun, would you try and use it on the people trying to hurt your family?
They're most likely going to be using a gun too. So guess what? If we banned guns, they wouldn't be hurting me.
But what if you weren't in the area? Like, what? Let's say you were in another room and your family or whatever was in the living room. Someone broke in the house, had a gun up to them. They didn't know you were home, and you also
Guess
have a
what?
gun.
They wouldn't have that gun up to my family's head if guns were banned.
I understand that, but
So I don't see your point. You're saying people should have the right because of this hypothetical you're providing me. I'm also saying
Yes.
this hypothetical you're providing me wouldn't happen if people didn't own firearms. You see what I'm saying?
yes, I do. But like, just because of the actions of some people doesn't mean like everybody should be banned from owning guns. And it doesn't seem like you really agree with that.
I think that we shouldn't ban guns. I think we should restrict guns. I think we should do intensive background checks. I think that we should do child protection laws. I think we should. I think there should be a lot of enforcement if someone wants to own firearms, especially if they have children. A bunch of enforcement. All of these different restrictions when purchasing firearms. I think that according to the Second Amendment, they should have the right to own firearms, but it doesn't mean that they can own whatever quote unquote arm they want, and B, it should be easy access.
I'm sorry, say that again. You kind of broke up like in the last 5 seconds. My bad.
Sure, I was just saying, I think that they do have the right not to own any type of quote unquote arm, and B, I don't think they have the right to get it quick and easy.
Reasonable. Like, I believe in background checks as well, but I don't believe it should be like extremely bureaucratic. I mean, like, if you commit certain crimes that are like violent and clearly makes you a terrible person, of course you shouldn't be allowed to own a gun. But if you committed a crime that was non-violent, or you're just simply not a criminal in general, or you don't even have like severe mental health issues, then there's no reason for you to be restricted from owning a firearm. That's my opinion.
I think in some instances I would agree with you. If I think in some instances I would agree with you, but I think overall I think these intensive background checks are necessary, because again, we have to determine how this where this example, the child protection laws that are put in place already in some blue states. They prevent children from reaching firearms. In some instances, there's classes that parents could take if they have children, they want to own a firearm, yada yada yada. I think that all of these things not only save lives but also protect the Second Amendment, right? Because again, I'm not calling for the Second Amendment to be dismantled. I'm just saying put restrictions within the Second Amendment. The same way as we have restrictions on almost everything, right? Driving, we have restrictions on a lot of things. And I think that the 2A. Having restrictions on 2A would also save lives.
Maybe you're right, but like I said, I mean, I still kind of do stand by my opinion. But yes, people that are bad people obviously should not be allowed to own guns, and we could also both agree people should not be allowed to own WMDs or nukes, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but again, I'm still stuck on the fact that you don't know why though. You're saying that's your opinion, right? The same way as I could say that's my opinion, and therefore it would be justified. And then where do we go from there, right? I think I think people shouldn't own ARs, and you think people shouldn't own nukes. Where do we go from there? How do we determine what's right and what's not right in accordance with the law? Well, we look at the Second Amendment, and the Second Amendment doesn't talk about anything like doesn't specify like realistically, it doesn't specify weapons of mass destructions, AR, the specific type of firearm. So
that's
therefore, no
because it-
SCOTUS ruling has ruled on this. I think it is justified to what's it called? Put restrictions on people owning weapons of mass destructions and ARs. Because again, there's no SCOTUS ruling put in place. The Second Amendment doesn't say that, and I think it saves lives.
Yeah, I mean, someone in the chat saying that like ARs aren't responsible for most gun deaths, which is actually true. Most gun deaths are actually responsible because of like pistols or whatever. And so should pistols also be banned?
I think there should be heavy restrictions on them.
I mean, like the restrictions, like I believe in, which is not extremely bureaucratic, but bureaucratic enough to prevent bad people from buying them. So I still stand on my opinion from earlier.
Sure, again, but like, you still disagree with me that people shouldn't have the right to own ARs. But again, you can't place to like any laws to why. You just like said that's just your opinion, and I have mine. I guess we're just going in circles here. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nah, man, you have a good rest of your day.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here. You take care. Have a good one.
Yep. You too.
You're a nigger. Carries love you, fucking nigger. Hope ICE deports you, fucking nigger.
What's up?
Yo, hello. Which one are you? Are you MAGA, Establishment Dem, or Republican?
How you doing? I would say, I mean, I voted for Trump, but I agree with some of the things he do. I don't agree with everything he does, but yeah, I'm conservative Republican
So you're MAGA. You're a Trump supporter.
for sure. Yeah,
Hey, why do you support Trump?
I support Trump for a magnitude of reasons. I would say one of the big reasons why I voted him would be border security. I know our immigration status at that time was horrendous, but there's many reasons I voted for him. But
Sure, in 2024, Biden had better border security than Trump did in 2025.
that's not true.
That is true. Can we agree border security is reliant upon three things: deportations, apprehensions, and encounters?
Yes, and let me
So
respond.
Biden had higher in all three.
That's not true.
That is true,
Which I have
according to the
FBI
DHS.
crime statistics right here. I'll tell you exactly what I have here. But no, as far as all the things that people are saying, like the
Can you
same.
address what I said first?
The same. Well, I'm going to answer you with stats with what I have. But anyway, the same border CASR under Biden is the same border CASR that was under Obama, which is the same border CASR which was under Trump, Tom Homan. I've worked with him before. As far as people saying that American citizens have been deported, that is not true. Obama accidentally deported 2 American citizens, and then we had to.
Why are we talking about Obama? What does that have anything to do with? I was
Whereas
trying to talk about Biden. Typically, I don't talk about any past presidents. Why are we talking about Obama? I didn't make the claim that
Whereas-
American citizens were being deported. I didn't make the
Well,
claim about any borders are. I'm talking about Biden and Trump comparing 2024 to 2025.
Well, I'm comparing back to Trump and his service and his immigration policy.
So why are
and
we
his
talking about
service.
Obama?
Because a lot of people are having problems with Trump's
Is that
ICE.
me?
You actually look at statistics.
But did I say that American citizens were being deported? American citizens are being murdered, absolutely.
Well,
Right?
no, if you look at
People
the
who
amount
have
of
TPS are being illegally
murder.
deported, absolutely. Right? But
No,
I never
nobody's
made that
illegally
claim, so I don't know why you're arguing something I'm not arguing.
Nobody's been illegally deported.
Tomar
that's what
Berger Garcia was illegally deported, deemed by the SCOTUS ruling.
No, so that man, however you pronounce his name, Garcia. So that man was an MS-13 gang member.
No, he wasn't. There's no evidence of that. What's the evidence? What's the
There's-
court determination that he was part of MS-13?
Number one, there's numerous tattoos, reports, and there's
Wait,
proof.
tattoos
that
don't mean that he's
MS-13
part of MS-13.
He has.
If he's part of MS-13, why is he back right now? Why is he free?
He's not back, and he's not
He
free.
is.
The
He is
issue,
free.
the thing which was illegal, which you won't let me respond, but the thing which was illegal is he was deported to Venezuela, but he was not a citizen
To El
of
Salvador, you don't even know what you're talking about.
because he wasn't actually an American citizen. We just deported him to a country which he actually wasn't from. But regardless, he
So
wasn't.
you can agree his deportation was illegal. Thank you. So yes, Trump has
It's not
illegally
illegal.
deported people.
It wasn't illegal.
You
Venezuela.
literally said what was illegal, quote unquote. That's what you said, meaning it was illegal.
It isn't illegal for us to deport someone to a country that isn't the country that they're originally
So
from.
then why did you say what was illegal? What was illegal then?
Well, then I misspoke. But what
So
you
then hold on.
think is
The
illegal
Supreme
is what
Court
I was
ruling
trying to
doesn't
say.
say the word illegally.
The Supreme Court did not say that Garcia was illegally deported.
The Supreme Court does say that. Yes, it does. The ruling does say that. Absolutely.
Got it right
What are
here
you
at
talking about?
factcheck.org. Got it right here at factcheck.org. But anyway,
I have the Supreme Court ruling.
again, I'll DM you with some of the stuff. I think you're just lying. But getting
If you
back
think
to
I'm
something,
lying, debate me on it in real time.
I know, but if you just say I'm lying and then I say you're lying, there's not too much of a debate.
That's
So I'm just
why
going to
we
try to
do
move on.
sources.
But I've literally been stating my sources, and you've just been saying that's not true.
You've
That's not true.
stated
That's not
no
true.
source.
FBICrimestatistics.org, and I also use factcheck.org to make sure that it was fact checked by
FBI
a
crime
non-
statistics, and then you didn't tell me the statistics that counter mine. A. B.
Well,
You said
I did,
factcheck.org. You didn't tell me the title of the factcheck.org.
But well, no, that's an actual website that's non-bot without donors. Like it's fact check yes or no or factcheck.org. There's two of them, but they're
I asked for the title.
politically biased. But that's like the website. Go to the website and then you could
The title.
of the website, which I just gave you.
No, not the website. The title of what you're reading on that says that the Supreme Court did not say it was illegal, right? Because I have it right here. I have it. Gnome. I have on March 25th, 2025, the United States removed Armando Abrego Garcia from the United States to El Salvador, where he is currently detained in Center for Terrorism Confinement, CECOT. The United States acknowledges that Abrego Garcia was subject to a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador, and that the removal to El Salvador was therefore illegal. That is literally what the Supreme Court ruling says.
So
That the removal to El Salvador was therefore illegal. Illegal. That is what I said. Illegal, not
So,
legal. So
I
you're
talked about
wrong.
this.
I'm right.
It's not true, but I talked about this earlier. So the El Salvador.
Do you want me to pull it up on my
Venezuela-
screen?
The El Salvador,
Do you want to
Venezuela
pull it up to my
mixed up.
screen? Why are you lying?
The El Salvador.
Why are, hold on. Why are you lying?
Could I respond?
No, why are you lying? You said that's not true. You accused me of lying. Why are you lying?
Anyway, El Salvador, right, in
I
Venezuela.
don't care. Can you
was
tell me why you're
the
lying? Why are you lying?
Deportation itself. He was deported because he was not a U.S. citizen.
Oh my god,
Right?
you're making me show this whole thing because you are literally trying to gaslight me.
What's the
You are
issue?
literally trying to gaslight me. Right
What's
there,
the
it
issue?
says illegal. El Salvador. Removal to El
He
Salvador
is
was therefore
illegal. Yes, he is
illegal. It was illegal. Illegal.
100%.
What does that say?
Illegal. And
What does that say?
He was an illegal
What does that say? What does that say?
of the United States,
What does that say?
and he was sent to El
Hold on.
Salvador.
What does that word say, Gavin? Gavin, what does that word say?
To
What is it? Gavin, Gavin,
explain
lock in,
what
Gavin,
experts
Gavin,
have
lock in. What does this word say? What does this word
illegal
say?
because he is an illegal immigrant.
What is no? Okay, now you're just being disingenuous. I'll read this whole thing for you because now you're just being disingenuous. 'Cause
Anyway.
you know that isn't because he's that isn't because he's an quote unquote illegal immigrant.
Well,
So it
he was
says on
100%
March 15th, the
illegal
United
immigrant and
States,
MS-13 gang.
the United States removed
Also
Kamar
says
Abrego Garcia
that
from the
he's
United
an
States to El
MS-13
Salvador,
gang member.
where he is currently being detained in CECOP. The United States acknowledges that Abrego Garcia was subject to a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador, and that the removal to El Salvador was therefore illegal. That's not him saying that he's an illegal. That's him saying that his removal was illegal. Stop being disingenuous and stop claiming that I'm lying when I'm not. You're being disingenuous, and I don't appreciate that. So address the fact that you lied, A, by claiming that I was lying and making up this fake source from factcheck.org, and B,
Oh, so you're
address
just
the
gonna
fact that
people now?
he
Right,
did
right.
illegally deport someone.
So again, is Garcia an illegal immigrant or not?
No.
So okay, so you think he's an American
He
citizen?
was legally allowed to be here.
No, he's an illegal immigrant.
No, he had temporary protected status. He had TPS.
Citizenship.
He had TPS.
Again, TPS is invalid if you're a part of a terrorist organization. You understand?
There's no
that?
evidence that you're going back. That can you admit that this Supreme Court ruling says he was illegally deported?
Specifically-
Hold on, Gavin.
specifically
Before we
in the
move on,
source
before
that
we
you state, it
before
even
we
says
before
that
we
he's an
move on,
MS-13 gang member.
before we move on, Gavin, can we agree the Supreme Court ruling says he was illegally deported?
When you talk about states, there was a mix-up with the states. But again,
So he was illegally deported. It's a yes or no.
no, because he is supposed to
Okay,
be.
so then why
deported.
does it say his removal was illegal? Why does the Supreme Court say that? Why?
Again,
Are they playing games? Is it like for funs? Is
No,
it for
because
giggles?
one
Like,
state
are
did
they a comedian?
because a country denied
Should we
him.
be laughing?
Again,
Is it a
because the
comedic
country
joke?
denied-
Like, well, why are they saying his removal was illegal? Why, Gavin?
Again, because the country denied him, not because that his deportation.
So
itself
when
was-
you're giving me a reason why they're saying it is illegal, you're telling me at the same time they did say it was illegal. Therefore, you concede in saying when you first said they didn't say it was illegal. Now you're conceding and saying that they did say it was illegal. Yes, so it was illegal as deemed by the Supreme Court.
But again,
It was
his
illegal. Yes.
deportation itself was not illegal.
No, his removal was illegal.
Even his removal wasn't illegal. It was the state. So literally,
That's what it says.
literally, the country that we were trying to deport him to denied they did not accept him. You understand that, right? And that's why we had sent him to a different country, and then people got mad that we deported an MS-13 gang member, who, by the way, is responsible for 3 counts of rape. He had a deportation order since 2002, but nobody talks about that. Like, you guys are fucking retarded. But anyway, 170 people have been detained, right? That were American citizens by Trump's ICE, but 0 American citizens have been deported by Trump's ICE. Whereas you had 2 under Obama who were American citizens that were deported, right? If you look at the amount of deportations.
I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking to him. Absolutely not. I am not doing that to myself. Yo, hello, do you speak Trump?
I do. I got a Republican all the way. So you were making that it was illegal. All right, it was illegal. But why was it illegal? Can you continue reading that order?
It was illegal because he had a temporary protected.
It was
status.
illegal.
What I just words. The deportation was illegal. Yes.
Yeah, but continue. Why don't we
Says
read the ruling
he
of
had
the
a-
court?
we had a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador, and that's where
Well,
he was deported.
you're going too
That's
far, but there's
illegal.
more.
I'm not going.
Yeah, but
too
read the
far.
whole thing.
I'm going.
Well, it's all right. So let's just attest to one that's relevant. The administrative error. Why don't you read that part? That's the significant part.
Oh, if you wanted me to continue reading it, sure. The United States.
That's what I asked you. Yeah, I told you
The
to
United
read the
States
significant
represents that
part.
the
There was
removal of El
administrative
Salvador
error.
was the result of a quote administrative error. The United States alleges, however,
Exactly. So what was that administrative error? Do you know?
the fact that he was deported to El Salvador when he wasn't supposed to be.
Yes. You're the one that claimed that knows about this. I know about this, so you can talk to me about it.
You're lagging.
Why? Is it an
You're lagging. Hey, Zeke, you're lagging. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you were lagging. Repeat. You're gonna have to repeat what you were saying.
Okay, so why was it an administrative error?
Because of the fact that he was deported to El Salvador when he wasn't supposed to be, as deemed by the
Right.
withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador. Either
Could
way,
it be
whatever the reason is, it was still illegal. And that
Yeah, it
guy
was.
said
I'm not
Donald
denying.
Trump never deported. That guy said Donald Trump never deported someone illegally. Well, he
Well, that's
did.
not what your claim is. That is not what your claim is. Your claim is that Donald Trump is deporting people that are illegally. But again, let's go back to this part because this is important. Okay. So could he be deported to any other country other than El Salvador?
Logically, yes.
Oh, not logically. No, not logically. Legally. Could he be deported to
Legally,
anywhere
yes.
else? Why?
Yes.
Why could he be deported to any other
Because
country?
the withholding order forbidding his
Uh-huh.
removal was for specifically only for El Salvador because
Exactly.
he feared MS-13.
Exactly. Well, he didn't fear MS-13. They never claimed that. It was because he feared
they
a
did.
rival gang.
No, they did fear. Yes,
A
the
rival
before that,
gang.
Yes.
Yes, a
The
rival
point
gang,
is-
not
the point is,
MS-13.
what does this have anything to do?
This
with the
has
fact that it was
everything to
illegal?
do that you're making it seem or suggesting that this man was in some way, any way or shape or form legal in this country, which he never was. He had protected status, which he was not subjected to deportation, but those are two different things.
I said he had temporary protected status.
Right, which
And
makes
I
him
also
not
said his
subject to
deport-
deportation.
The claim that the guest made previous to you.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was
said-
talking about.
Okay,
That
so
guy
you can
didn't know
agree.
what he
So-
was
so you
talking
can
about
agree
what I
Trump-
do.
So you can agree Trump has illegally deported people then, yes?
Yeah, by an administrative error, one
Okay,
person
so we can
was
agree. So we agree
deported
Trump has
illegally.
illegally deported people. Okay, so then why do you
Again.
still support Trump?
Again, the disingenuous
still support
person
Trump?
here is you. For you to claim that an
Objection.
administration is deporting people illegally because of one case of one
One case.
one case. Can you name another?
One case. Yeah, the
Name
200
another.
The 280 Venezuelans that were on a plane that got deported, where a judge told them to halt the plane and not let them go. But then
Yeah.
and
What
Donald
was-
Trump
and what
acknowledged
was
that, and then he continued the plane continuing, which then made their deportations illegal when they
You,
landed in.
you
in,
do realize
El
that that wasn't a ruling. That was an objection.
That was a federal judge, which
That was an
no one is above the law.
objection, yes,
no, that
not
was a
a
federal
ruling.
judge. That
It
a
was an
federal judge that-
objection.
yes, but everyone.
Do you
no
know
one
what
is
an
above the law. What are you
objection
talking
is?
about? No
Do
one
you
is
know what
above,
that
no one
is?
is above the law. What are you talking about? That's still illegal.
Yeah,
They
that is an
violated
objection.
federal
That is a
orders.
judge that said,
They
well, I
violated
disagree
federal
with this, I'm
orders.
blocking it. That's not the same thing as a ruling or Trump doing
Did I ever
something
say it was a
illegally.
ruling? Did I say it was a ruling?
Okay, well, what the hell does an injunction even matter in this case? Why
because
would you
they
even
didn't-
say? Go ahead.
Because a federal judge ordered the halt of the plane and the Trump administration ignored it. No one is above the law. They shouldn't have ignored that.
Yes. Yes, that is an objection, by the way, which was done when the plane was already in the air midway
true.
through the flight.
Not true.
That's insane.
not true.
Not true?
It's
What
not
is
true.
true? Tell us what is true then.
What is true is that plane hadn't taken off. It was about to, but it hadn't taken off.
It had taken off already.
Had
Do you
not.
even
What's
know
your
what you're
source?
talking about?
What's your source?
Well, the reporting that was done on that many months ago. You want me to go and look through that? I'm not doing that. All I know is that's what it is.
Well, I
You're
know
making
that's
a
what
claim
it is.
that
So
it
how do we
was,
know?
and I'm making
How do
a
we know
claim that
who's
it
lying?
is.
How
So-
does the chat determine who's lying? Me or you? How?
Exactly. So why are you right and why am I wrong?
Because I have sources.
What's your source that says that? Let's see it.
I got you. Unlike you, I'm actually going to do sources.
All right, let's see if the plane had not. But even if it did not take over, I don't even know why that's
There it
relevant.
is.
But let's look at it.
There it is.
Let's look at it. Go ahead, bring it up.
Even if.
Even if, yeah. A judge setting up an
It's going to be
objection.
Politico. Judge orders Trump administration to
Politico.
help dozens of
I'm
deportees.
sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't believe Politico. I don't. No, I'm not
Why?
a fan of Politico.
Why not?
That is not a credible source in my eyes. It's
Okay,
not.
Fox News?
What?
Fox
Yeah, even
News?
Fox News.
You don't like Fox?
I don't.
The
No.
Guardian?
Woof. What can you say about The Guardian? Do you like The Guardian? Do you believe anything they say? I mean, seriously.
Wikipedia?
Wikipedia? Really? No.
Facebook?
Come on, you're being silly now.
PBS?
Yeah, PBS. No.
AP News?
Absolutely not.
Then what do you like? Fox 5 DC?
How about rulings and actually hearings, court hearings? Things that we don't have to listen to people's opinions.
So where do you get your news from? Question.
What news? Give me an example.
Like example, if there was like a mass shooting, where do you get your news from?
Well, that's not the same thing, is it? Because at that point
where
you
do
are
you get it from?
reporting on what's happening. But what
They
we're
could be
listening
lying.
from,
They could be lying about how many people like got shot.
they could be, yes.
So then why do you watch them?
Well, I don't listen to. Well, obviously we watch television, but that doesn't mean that I take it at
They
face
could be
value.
lying. They could be indoctrinating.
They
you. They
could
could be
be,
telling you
yes.
that the Earth is round.
Yeah,
they could be telling you
be.
that the Earth is a sphere. It's a triangle.
Absolutely, but that is not the argument
telling
here.
you about
You're
the
asking
firmament.
me this.
They could be
that
telling you
I'm
that being
not.
gay is wrong. They could
Well,
be
dude, I am
indoctrinating.
not even debating any of those things. You're absolutely right. They could be lying, and that's why I don't believe any of them, because they could be lying. You
Are
just
you
said that.
real?
You're right.
Are you real?
Are you?
Am I?
Well, I don't even know why you would assume that I'm not, but let's go on.
How do you know that
was
you're real?
Abrego Garcia
How do you know that
ever
you're real?
in this country a legal resident or a citizen or
I never
had
made the claim
any...
he was a citizen. I never made that claim.
I'm not saying that you were. So he was
Why are
always
you
someone...
asking me?
So he was always someone that was in this country, okay, under a protective status. Do you know when he entered the country?
Yeah, 2013, 11?
2012. Do you know how he entered the country?
Yeah, illegally.
Okay, so when did he sign up for an asylum claim? Do you know?
19?
2019. So during those 7 years, was his presence in the United States what?
He was illegally here.
Okay, great. So what happened in 2019? He filed for an asylum claim, and what happened?
He filed for an asylum claim. They gave him temporary protected status.
No, they denied it.
They did.
It was denied.
No, hold on, they gave him temporary protected status.
It wasn't they. It wasn't they. The judge that was on the case
You
denied.
can refer as one people by
Sir,
name.
can I finish? You will know. His claim for asylum was denied. Another judge gave him temporary protective status to be in America and not to be deported to El Salvador.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just what I
So
said.
do you know what that means?
Shocker.
That means that the entire time that this man was in this country was illegal. The whole time. He was never in this country legally, never.
Okay.
Would you concede to that?
I never made that claim.
Well,
What
you
do
are.
I have to
You actually
concede?
did. You said that he was legally in this country. He's never been legal in this country.
I
ever.
said he had temporary protected status.
Right, to not be deported to El Salvador. That's it. Nothing else. He could have been deported
what
anywhere.
makes his deportation illegal?
It does make it illegal because due to an
So then why do you
administrative
still
error.
support Trump
So
even
for
though?
you to claim
why
that
do you
President, hold on, but for you to claim that President Trump is deporting people illegally based on one administrative error, it is disingenuous in your part. Knowing that millions of people have been deported and only one case that was an administrative error. That, sir, is disingenuous in your part. But anyways, what else do you want to talk about?
Why do you still support Trump?
That's it. The immigration. Immigration is more important to me than anything else. But
What about
I think there's I wanted to
Trump
try
done
this
for
out with. I wanted to try this out with you guys. See if you guys are real about what it is. You know, the day that I found out that Trump became a felon, right? When I saw all of these cases and all these things coming up, that's what really hit the nail on the head for me. That's why I decided to vote for the guy. When I saw that he became a felon, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm voting for this man. Absolutely. The injustices and the scandals behind this were so grotesque that led me to go to the polls and vote for him. Yeah. You want to get into that?
What does that have anything to do with immigration? I asked you, what has Trump done for immigration?
Well, he stopped the enormous amount of people entering this country
No, he
illegally.
didn't.
No, he didn't?
No.
What are you going to say? When the numbers slow down a little bit in 2024, what about the rest of the years?
We
All the
don't
way
have
from
the numbers
2021 to
for the,
2024.
we don't have the numbers for the crossings because they refuse to release the numbers. We have the numbers for border encounters, which border encounters.
Well,
have
what the hell is an
increased by
encounter?
90%. An encounter is when they get encountered at the border. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Okay. Is that what's happening? Are they being
We want high
encountered in the
encounters.
border?
Yes, no, they're not, and that's why that's
So
bad.
what is
we
it?
want high encounters.
Why? Why is it an encounter?
What?
That's what I want to know. What does the word encounter mean? Do you know?
They're being encountered at the border.
What does that mean?
They're being encountered by
Okay,
the
so
border patrol.
exactly. So you have 100 people. Let's create a real life scenario to see if your
Can I continue with my
term.
point?
Your point.
So my point was we want high border encounters.
No, we
because-
don't.
Okay, can I finish?
Go ahead.
Okay, you sure?
Sure. Go ahead.
Positive? Pinky promise? Okay, cool.